Hey everyone, welcome back. It's a bit of an impromptu start because I'm already starting up a dungeon. Doing Mythic Zero Ruby Life Pools. So this is where the red dragonfly keeps their eggs for their hatchlings, and it's under attack. So we gotta get in here and save a bunch of ruby whelplings and clear out a bunch of jerks that are threatening baby dragons. Because who does that? So at the moment, we're just on the first trash pool. This was a bit of a last-minute run that I just sort of fell into. Our rogue is currently out of the dungeon. He's finishing up a instance world quest. But we figured we got a healer and 2 DPS and a tank, so we just thought, what the hell, we'll start clearing trash on toward the first boss. That's what we call a face pull, when DPS just runs blindly into something. Turn my sound down a bit. Get myself to think. So yeah, Ruby Life Pools, Mythic Zero, tanking with Slab. So this is episode 3 of trying to get him geared. And I've come into Ruby Life Pools specifically this time, rather than just grabbing sort of whatever group's going. I'm chasing the shield off the last boss. I got a decent main hand weapon now, which is cool. I really need a new shield, because mine is just not cutting it at the moment. So the rogue is now using Shroud of Concealment, so we can actually just skip straight to the first boss. Now this doesn't work on Mythic Keystones, because you need to fill up a certain amount of trash. But on Mythic Zero, you can just skip that lot. Pull him through here. There you go, we basically skipped a whole hallway full of trash. Someone's pulled something there at the end, but come around the corner if they're clever. Line of sight. That faster, please. Oh, that's a bad spell to be caught there. So we're trying to line of sight the caster, but someone's not listening. So if a caster can't see you, they have to move to a point that, oh dear. Nope, I got killed. Yeah. Pulling that into there with that big guy was not a great idea. Yeah. So that warlock was standing in the doorway there and pulled everything into the corridor, thereby completely circumnavigating our clever skip, and now we've got to clear it all manually anyway. So yeah, now we just have to kill this the old-fashioned way. That was a really good plan up until the warlock stood in the wrong spot. Oh well. That will happen in WoW. Let's quickly beat these guys to death. Yeah, stuff like that in WoW is a bit win big, lose big. If everyone's in on the plan and knows what's going on and can react to it fast enough, it works great. If you end up with someone left behind or standing in the wrong spot, then, yeah, as you saw then, it goes pretty bad. And this rock guy and this big lizard guy together, a bit too much for me, probably, to survive on my own at the moment. Pretty sure it was that big rock patch in the hallway that killed us last time, mainly. Oh, what? In the guild chat there, this guy's 6, he's a big Keystone player. It sounds like they've just had a plus 20 die in a run because a boss not spawned. That didn't spawn. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, that's awful. That poor bastard. Can I say that on YouTube? That poor bugger. That poor fellow. That chap. That poor unfortunate soul. Oh yeah, I'm gonna put a cooldown behind that. Dang, that thing hits hard. Imagine getting into a plus, like, oh wow. Imagine getting into a plus 20, and that bird that didn't spawn is not the first boss either, so they're already, like, up into it. They were already done at least one boss in that instance. Oh, that's awful. Poor buggers. Cool, so this is a Drake Keeper that's gone nuts. She now thinks that she needs to consume the whelps, eat the whelps. I'm not really sure what's going on with her. She's a nutter. So we're going to dodge around all this frost stuff. At one point she'll do this, that big circle there, and the person that gets that on them is supposed to run away, but this person hasn't done a very good job of running away, so I'm going to run away. Because that sucks everyone in, and then it explodes. Then she spawns a bunch of whelps, which I've got to go and tank. Ah! Oh shit, some of them got away. There we go. So we've got to kill all these whelps here, because she's got this big shield on. The whelps are powering the shield, so burn the whelps down, stop her casting that overload thing that she's doing, which will kill everyone pretty happily. There we go. Well, we stop her casting that thing, and we're good. And yeah, that's it, that's the fight. It's a pretty easy fight. It's a bit of a DPS race, because we can't kill the whelps fast enough. She keeps casting that thing, and it blows everybody up. So either gonna have good DPS or a good healer, or both. Both, preferably. Man, that Warlock is not great at not standing in the right spot. Oh well. Whoa. Love that spell. Shockwave. Awesome. There we go. DPS are a bit sleepy on that first one. Because that second round of whelp started way quicker. Boom. Oh, hey, nice. Yeah, that's just a slight upgrade there. Like 46 eye levels. Oh, this is my friend Canadian. Pardon his language. Yeah, so he's a healer. And he is not going to be healing this week's Mythics on high keys because of the awful, awful rules on this week's Mythic. Grievous is awful if you're not currently in the game. It's this, every time on the higher keystones for Mythics, every time a player gets damaged, they just bleed out until the healer can stop it. There's not like a cap on the damage. It's crazy. Okay, so this guy's like a mini-boss. If someone doesn't dodge that Storm Breath, he just like turns and casts it randomly. So they just dodged it. On Mythic, they would have been dead already. Or Mythic Keystones, rather. Like I said the other day, Mythic 0 is not really much harder than Heroic, to be honest. With the exception of like a few extra mechanics here and there with some bosses. Like, I don't know, the DPS on this might even be able to cop that Lightning Breath and be okay. On Mythic 0. But, yeah, definitely not on the higher keystones that get melted. Alright, there's a lot of trash. We've got to clear this whole top ring to break down the boss's shields. So she's like the primalist that's kind of semi-overseeing the invasion of this place. She's like the lieutenant here. Obviously we fight the big bad last. Yeah, she's a fire elementalist. She chucks around fire and she spawns more of these big guys here, and it's just, yeah, it's a whole thing. Lots of running around on the next fight. Dodging fireballs and so on. Let's try and speed this up a little bit, because I want to go and do a bunch more mythics today on this character. That boot upgrade was freaking amazing. What else am I missing that's like really awful? You. Yeah, okay, braces. Cloak. I can pull a Braces and Cloak out of Mythic 0. I probably shouldn't even need to finish like the Mythic 0 rotation. I can probably just go and start doing like whatever keystones I get, 2s and stuff. Should be pretty easy. Managed to successfully time a couple of 13s on my main tank, my main character, Nimalathotep. Bonus points if you get the reference. Yeah, so I managed to time him tank a couple of times 13s the other night, last night, which was cool. So she's getting up towards like 1800 rating now for Keystone Master, which is nice. Get a nice title and a nice mount, with a bit of flex. Well, it's not really so much the flex, it's more that I haven't played WoW in the kind of Mythic Plus area enough in previous expansions to even consider getting to Keystone Master, so I'd like to do it. Mainly for the mount, I won't lie. Well, the title is pretty cool. Roll around as Nimalathotep the Thunderer. It's pretty sick. Alright, so I'm just going to start going a little bit faster here. And pouring a few more of my own damage cooldowns behind this. Usually, obviously, as a tank, your priority is always keeping yourself alive and keeping threat on you, but you've got the opportunity and you're confident doing so and you want to start laying down a bit more damage. Start rotating in some executes and stuff instead of some of your tank cooldowns as a warrior, for example. Alright, another mini boss time. This guy sucks. This flame breath is brutal. Thankfully no one get hit by it, which is good. Ironically, if we hadn't tried to skip that first hallway, we probably would have been a bit further on in this one now. Shortcuts make for long delays. What's the other good one? More haste, less speed. Less speed, less haste, more speed? Something like that. Hurry less and you get the job done faster. Yeah, less haste, more speed. That's the one. Unless, of course, you're a Demon Hunter tank, and haste is one of your top stats. Yeah, they're close enough to dead. I'm pulling this next back. So as you can see, there's a lot of fire to dodge in this dungeon. And rule number 1 of WoW is don't stand in the fire. Oh dear. Pretty good. Man, that Warlock's damage is really low. Not like being an elitist or anything, I only really keep damage charts up. A, when I'm playing DPS to make sure that I'm not being terrible. And B, if I'm tanking and the group's not working, it's sometimes just handy to know, is it like, is someone doing the wrong thing, or is it we just simply don't have enough damage to kill the boss? In which case, it's like, stop beating our heads against it, just go our separate ways. The rogue's chasing the weapon off the last boss. +2. Oop. Busy giving the rogue advice on how to get a weapon and forgot to tank the ad. So the this ad here is just exactly a carbon copy of those other guys. But the tank has to be in melee range or he does this like AoE spam, which is quite deadly. Just so the DPS is doing the right thing there. When they get targeted with that boulder, they're really supposed to kind of run to somewhere where it's not going to roll over the rest of the... whoa, 128,000 HP per second on a Death Knight tank. Healing himself. Be right back. Gonna log out. And reroll a Death Knight, apparently. I love tanking, and I love self-healing tanks. So Death Knight's definitely on my list for this expansion. About the only thing that I'm not sort of overly fussed about this expansion is Prot Paladin. I don't know, like they're really good and all. I just find them a bit bland to play. As you can see, I've got a bit of movement ADHD in this game. I like jumping around and stuff. And so things that have a lot of charges and leaps and so on, like Demon Hunters and Warriors and that sort of stuff really do it for me. Death Knights don't have a lot of that, but they do have a lot of cool like AoE stuff, and they got death grips. They can grab things and haul them over to them and stuff, which is pretty rad. I'm going to throw a cooldown behind this. Just do the responsible thing by my healer. Just so I don't get mulched. Like, yeah, shield wall I don't really consider a part of cooldown. Like, I just consider that part of my rotation. I use shield wall whenever I can. A, because it's badass, and B, because you can turn the, find the cooldown on it just by shield slamming constantly. And as shield slam's a really good threat generator, it's just a win-win. Like I said, warriors are very good at the moment. I played a warrior for like 3 or 4 expansions as my main. This is definitely the most fun I've had with them. They were a bit of a thankless task there for a while in Wrath of the Lich King. I kept playing them just because I'm stubborn. Like, do DPS in Wrath of the Lich King? Oh yeah, that was great. 100% armor piercing, yeah, thanks. But yeah, as a tank, not as much fun. So I had to work very hard for it, especially compared to like Druids and Death Knights and stuff at the time. They were in a really good spot. Like, obviously Wrath of the Lich King was the first X-Pack that Death Knights came out in, so yeah, they were off the chain. That X-Pack, they were insane. But got Grimleys. It's actually really cool. The Blood Elf racial ability is this like AoE thing that tears down everyone's shields and stuff. When you got mobs like that, that shield on them, as a anything that's a Blood Elf tank, you can just pop your cooldown every 2 minutes, just instantly tear all those shields down. It's really handy. I do not trust the DPS in this not to run into these ads during the fight. So I'm going to grab them right now. I'll let that go so we can interrupt him if he starts casting something nasty. Like that. Actually like second DPS that pull. It's ridiculous. Silly warriors. Grab these guys as well, just to be on the safe side. Now, someone gave me a new strategy for tanking this the other day. I'm gonna try it. I'm trying. Oops. New strat. Apparently, you can force the Drake to land. Oh man. Oh, that's so good. Usually he flies around like a jerk and he's really hard to get a hold of. But yeah, if we're tanking him here-ish, he can't really land. And you can just dodge around the pillar. Oh, that's so good. The only problem about this strategy I foresee is that the DPS is going to have to be really good at making sure they're not standing in front of that flame breath. Because I can't control necessarily which way he's facing when he lands. No, come over here, you big fatty. Come on. Come on. Yeah, the facing on that flame breath is going to be a problem, but this is a way better strategy. What sucks? You're still on about that. Whoa, that was a close call. So sort of dodge this fire as it's moving. Yep, there we go. Alright, there's the big guy down. Now he's going to drop his dragon. Boom! Easy as. Please give me a shield. Oh well, no shield. That's alright. That's cool. Ruby Life Pools +2. So I can come back and do this on +2 Mythic. And hopefully get the shield there. Well, thank you for tuning in to this episode. Got some... poor Rogue. Get his weapon again. How many on +2? Yeah, sorry, this is got distracted there trying to help this guy get his weapon. Yeah, thank you for tuning in to episode 3 of Slab Getting Geared. Oh yeah, by the way, I didn't show you this at the start because it was a bit of an impromptu run. I have sat down and scientifically calculated the ugliest transmog I could think of. And that's what I'm running with at the moment, just for the sake of silliness. I'm staging an active protest until I can get the transmog shield that I really want, which is Azeroth. Why is it not showing me that? Oh, because I'm looking in stuff that I can actually transmog. This thing. I want this thing. I want that shield. Once I get that, I'll put together a proper transmog set with it. But until then, I'm going to dress like a silly clown orc, because it's hilarious. Alright, thank you very much. I will be uploading these things pretty regularly at the moment because I'm on holidays. I'll try and get at least sort of 2 or 3 up a week. When I'm back at work, probably more like 1 a week maybe. But we'll see how we go. Let me know what you think. Thanks again very much for tuning in. I hope you're all enjoying yourselves out there in the new year and staying safe. Take care. See you later.